everyone, my name is MJ Vilchas of Doodle Notes, and welcome to part 2 of the Meowth TutLapse series. And in this video, in this part, you're gonna see me put some color onto our Meowth model. So yeah, the TutLapse videos are actually an experimental video content here for the channel. So yeah, I'm still working on some stuff. Just let me know what you think about this. If you liked this kind of thing going on, just say something in the comments below. Also, I'm gonna be adding the difficulty level that I think it's very important to begin with that, just to tell you guys, if you're learning Blender, just to tell you how much knowledge you have to get first before you watch this. So yeah, this video, the difficulty level of this tutorial will be for intermediate Blender users, the ones who already know which buttons to push, or what are the things you need to press to get to stuff in Blender. So yeah, this is intermediate level. So yeah, that's all I think for the intro. Let's do this. So yeah, now that we have our Meowth model, the next thing we need to do to put color into it, to texture it, is to mark sims. And in order to do that, you just need to tab into edit mode, Control E, and mark sims. And marking sims, what marking sims basically do is, cutting, like marking the parts that needs to be cut so that the mesh will be laid out. The skin of the mesh will be, it's like a skin, or the mesh being laid, like every part of the mesh, every outside part of the mesh be laid out on an image, on a 2D image. I think that's what the marking sims does. That's what it basically does. And to further explain it, to make it simple for you to understand it, I think, and what I always think every time I mark sims is that I try to imagine a mesh like a t-shirt. It's like a t-shirt, a mesh, and then I determine which part I have to cut so that I'd be able to lay out I would be able to lay out the t-shirt, all the outside part of this t-shirt. I'd be able to lay it out on the floor. So yeah, I think that's what marking sims does. Just try to imagine your mesh as a t-shirt, and how would you cut it so that you'd be able to lay out all the outside parts of it on the floor without overlapping any of it, without like covering the other outside parts. Yeah, I think that's what marking sims does. So yeah, right here I'm just cutting the parts where I think would like help lay out would help Blender, lay out the skin of this mesh properly on a 2D image. You'll be seeing it later on what's gonna happen after this, after marking the sims. And I'm not really saying that I'm an expert on marking sims, but I think I got the basic function of it. I think I got the basic way of doing it. So I think that's a good thing to do. I'm just sharing to you how I do it, how I did it, so that yeah, I'm just sharing it. So I love to share. I love to share what I know, because everything I know right now, I learned it from tutorials, from free tutorials, and this is my way of giving back to those people who's given something to me for free. This is how I give it back. So yeah, it doesn't really matter if you need this or not. I just really want to share what I know so far, and I'm gonna be sharing to you what I'll be learning in the future, because I'll be doing things like this in here in the channel. So yeah, that's just something I'm gonna do, hopefully for the rest of my life, and also create awesome animations and short films and films. So yeah, just marking sims, you can just determining which part needs to be cut so that the skin of the mesh would be laid out in a 2D image so beautifully. So yeah, right now I'm just gonna let you watch, and I'm gonna go back later once I'm done marking sims. So yeah, now that we're done marking sims, the next thing we need to do is open a UV image editor in another panel right there, and then we unwrap the a mesh. Before you doing that, of course, save a backup of your file, just to make sure that you don't tamper with the original mesh. And then after creating a backup, you can do whatever it is you need to do on the new mesh that you want to color. And the first thing you need to do if you apply the mirror modifier is to apply it. If you use the mirror modifier, you need to apply it before unwrapping. To unwrap it, go to edit mode, press U, and then unwrap. And then, there it is. The marking of the Sims is what it does. All that edges right there of each piece of that mesh of that skin right there are, you know, that's where I cut. That's where I cut that's where I marked the Sims. That's why it's laid out like that on that image right there. And that's essentially what marking Sims does. If you don't mark Sims, that would look funny. Just try it. Just try it. Just unwrap your mesh without marking Sims. Just try it. Look at it. Look what's gonna happen. But yeah, I think you got it. You got what marking Sims does. So yeah, after unwrapping, of course, it's not really gonna look that clear. Everything's like laid out randomly there. But you can clearly see a face. See, that's Meowth's face right there. And then there are some of his body parts right there. I think that one's the mouth, and then that one's the mouth, I guess. And some nails and fingers, I guess, on that one. Oh yeah, it doesn't have nails, but yeah, that's probably the arm right there. And then you can clearly see his tail right there. And that's the coin thing on his forehead. So yeah, that's I mean, it's good, but I'm not really satisfied at how Blender arranged it. So I'm gonna be rearranging that right now. So yeah, what I'm doing here is just rearranging the vertices, but just determining which part is the part that I need to move, like where's the face, and where's the eyes, where's the ears. And right here I'm just starting to arrange it. Just, you know, just trying to arrange stuff. Just see here, I'm determining which part I'm moving. Right here I'm moving the ear part right there. So I'm positioning it right to that face there, the face part right there, and I'm just determining, you know, which part I need to put beside each other, so that so that when you're texturing, it would look, it would just be easy to, like know which part you need to color. That's why I'm arranging it right now. And that part would be the whiskers. I'm still not sure if I'm referring to it the right way, if that is indeed the whiskers, or it's called something else. But yeah, just tell me in the comments below if those really are the whiskers of Meowth. But yeah, here just arranging. That part would be the mouth right there, and then yeah, that part would be the mouth. That part would be the mouth. That part would be the eyes, the pupils. Say the pupils of the eye of Meowth. I made it big so that I'd be able to texture it properly. Give it like an eye pattern. That's the coin thing. Below the eye, the pupils would be the body, and then I'm just looking for the rest of the eyes. That's the rest of the eyes right there. I just wanted to like put them together so that it won't be a nightmare trying to picture. That's the eyelids, I think. The eyelids. Just trying to position them properly. Like if they're the right eyelids, they need to be like also, you know, Meowth's right. It should be also in Meowth's right. I'm just aligning the tails right there together because they'd have the same color. So yeah, I just did that. They have the same color, so yeah, I just align them together. That when I color there, both of them would be colored. I'm not gonna advise you doing that, but you know, just to make things simple and, you know, conserve space, I did that. Alright, I'm just arranging each finger. Those would be each of the fingers. Like I said, I'm not really an expert on marking Sims or, you know, texture or you know, laying out the skin of. I'm trying my best, but yeah, this is the best. I mean, not really the best, but this is how I do it. So yeah, I just, you know, arranging. That would be the arm part. That would be the arms, I guess. Yeah, that's the arms. And those are the legs. Right there. those would be fingers. Trying to just arrange them properly. That's the feet right there. I mean the sole of the feet. That would be the part of the hand. I'm not really planning on putting so much detail on Meowth's texture. That's why I'm just laying them out wherever I want, but just grouping them together so that they won't like, get in the way too much. Yeah, that part would be the uvula, I think. Yeah, that's the uvula because I put it with the mouth, and that would be the. That one's a mistake. I've marked it improperly, but it's inside the mouth, and I don't plan on putting so much detail on Meowth's mouth, so I didn't do things over again just to fix that. So that's the mouth part. So yeah, now that we're done arranging stuff, what we need to do is go to texture paint mode, go to tools menu right there, and then add a paint slot diffuse color. And this will come out. Just rename your paint, your texture. It's very important you go through this because this will enable you to paint on the 2D on the thing that you just made. Yeah, you can set the size of the image upon which you're gonna paint the texture, name it, and then just view UV grid. On the generated type, go for UV grid if you want to see the squares. So yeah, right here I'm just trying to make sure that the materials are properly aligned. Properly set up. That material right there is automatically set up by Blender. So it just came out. It's already there. It's already applied to the mesh. So yeah, I'm just renaming it. And then after you add that paint slot, actually the texture would be added onto your mesh, on the material of that mesh. The texture would automatically be added. And right now I'm just wondering why Meowth is white. And actually that was a very stupid thing. Very stupid for me to not figure out, because yeah, I can paint on it. See, I painted white just to tell you why it's white, and then I figured out that it's white because it was on Z mode. It's in wireframe mode. So when you press Z, you go to wireframe. It was on that. That's why it's all white. And all I did to do to bring out the UV grids to see that square right there is to press Z, and then right there, I can already paint my Meowth. I can already put some color into him. If you see the UV grid, that means it's projecting the 2D image into the mesh. That's how I'm just trying to explain it in a simple way, so that even if you don't know what 3D modeling, you don't know anything about it, all this, should still be able to understand. But yeah, right now I could start painting on it. And yeah, you need to do, after adding a paint slot, actually, what you need to do is to right on the UV texture right there. I failed to select the Meowth diffused texture. That's why I can't see it. But right now, there, I just changed it, and I'm gonna be painting Meowth based on the color that I decided to put on him as I drew the reference images. So yeah, I just picked the color of that for Meowth's skin, and then started texture ring or painting on him. So yeah, this one I forgot to. And yeah, I'm just gonna let you watch as I paint Meowth right here. Just putting some color on him. It's just simple painting. All you need to do is just change the settings on the brushes right there, on the tools menu right there, and toolbar. So yeah, I'm just putting some color into Meowth. It's basic color. If you have an experience on creating digital arts, this would be easy for you. But I think anyone can do it. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple, I think. If you want to be clarified, if you want to be clarified on some things that you're seeing here, if you still don't understand just by looking, of course some of you will still have that. If you don't understand anything, if you want something to be clarified, just ask in the comments below. I'll try to answer them right away. And I don't mind answering your questions. Just ask down there. If you have some things you want to clarify, just ask. Don't hesitate to ask. So yeah, I'm just right here. I'm just painting Meowth. Yeah, I'm just gonna let you watch now as I paint the diffuse color for Meowth. I'm gonna be coming back if there are anything important to say. So yeah, just, yeah, I'm gonna shut up now. Yeah, right now I'm on his eyes, and I think I want to talk right here because this here is what it is. I think this here is important. That's Meowth's pupils right there. That's his that's his pupils, and I wanna like color it. I wanna texture it in a way like how how the human eyes look, like that pupil. Like I just wanted to like a simple paint of that, and it's actually really hard for me to see inside of there because I added an outside part of there, the glass part, the transparent part, where I'll be adding a material on that for that eye transparent. Actually, I just added a transparent material on the outer layer of the eyes, setting it to transparent with IO, index of refraction, IOR, index of refraction, or just a little bit of index of refraction. And also added, that's a different material. That violet part right there on the mesh, that means that part of the mesh has a different material. That's the outer part, the glass part. That adds a nice effect on the eyes if you add something like that. I got that actually from David Walsh's tutorials. And I'll be putting up links in the description below for tutorials of him modeling, for his modeling tutorials. Actually, my first tutorials that I watch are actually from David Walsh, and I've learned a lot just by watching David Walsh's tutorial. But yeah, Blender's texturing, texturing in Blender, I think it's changed. Some parts of his tutorials, I think you're probably gonna be confused. But yeah, you can watch this tutorial again on how to like add that texture paint slot if you're confused as to why you're even if you're painting on the mesh, nothing's happening. Yeah. I'm gonna shut up again and let you watch this. So yeah, shut it up, I guess. So yeah, right now I'm almost done with Meowth's diffuse color. Just that coin part right there. I actually, later on the later part, I did not put it on the video, but I actually added a separate material for that, for the coin part. But if you want it like that, you can just color it. Right now, what I'm doing is like adding a specular map, text, a specular map for Meowth. just to determine which part would be shiny, which part would not be. The black part would have no shine on it, and then here I'm putting on a white part. That means that part would have a shine on it. And you know, the darker it is, the less shine it would have. The lighter it would have, it would be. You know, just I think you get it. The lighter it would be, it would have shine. That's a specular map I'm doing. And then after like painting the parts that I think would have specular, that I decided it would have a specular, especially the inside of the mouth, that should have a specular. That's why the whole part of the inside of the mouth right there is white. That's why it's important to arrange stuff. So right here I'm just setting up the camera so I could see some stuff. I mean, actually you don't need to set up the camera. You just need to like put it in texture, like view it on texture mode, and then enable the GLSL option, and then just, you know, trying to set up which part. Here I'm setting up the material, I mean the texture, to determine the specular. Right here, all of Meowth is speculated. That's not good. That's actually not good. Right here I'm figuring out how to do it. Actually, in my mind, before doing it, I have an idea on how doing it, but in actuality, I don't know how I'm really gonna do it. But so right here, I'm just figuring it out. And don't worry, I figured it out by ticking on the color, because you know you need to tick on the color so that you know that texture would determine that part of Meowth would be shiny and some of the parts would not. You know, just tick on specular and then color. That should be the influence of the texture of the specular map texture on your texture tab right there. And yeah, actually at this point, the Meowth texture is already done. It's finished. I only did some minor tweaks off screen, but yeah, that's something that I'm encouraging you to just, you know, do it yourself. You don't have to do everything I do in this video. You can actually experiment. Just don't hesitate to experiment on some settings, and you're gonna be surprised at the things that you're gonna explore. You're gonna find out. You're gonna discover if you experiment. That's what I did. That's how I figured out stuff. And I encourage you to do the same. That's probably one thing, other things that I want you to follow. Is to experiment. Just mess around with the settings. You might find some interesting stuff. You know, if you want to procrastinate, do that. Just mess with the settings. But yeah, at this point, the Meowth texture is finished. The Meowth texture is finished. Just do some minor tweaks if you want. So yeah, this is the end of this video. In the next part of this series, you'll be seeing me rigging. You'll be seeing a TutLapse of me rigging Meowth to prepare him for animation. So yeah, that would be the last part of this series. And yeah, that's it. This is the end. So yeah, thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully you've learned something from this. Once again, you can download this Meowth model for free as a blend file. The link will be in the description below. You can watch the animation that I did of this Meowth. I'm free to do that now. I'm free to like publish it. I'm free to let you watch it. So you can watch it. Click the annotation right there. Also, you want to watch the previous part. The link will be in the description. The previous modeling part of this series. And you know, consider subscribing if you want to see more Blender stuff. Just subscribe to this channel, and if you want to see some animations and films, subscribe to my main channel. The link will be in the description as well. And also just explore the sites that is listed right there. Explore my blog. I'll be updating there regularly. So yeah, that's it. I won't be keeping you longer. My name is MJ Vilches with Doodle Notes, bringing forth awesomeness to glorify the awesome. Over and out.